Hi, welcome back. As I referenced in my prior entry, I'm reviewing Sun's three major strategic imperatives and our progress going into next fiscal year. Our strategic imperatives in order are, number 1, technology adoption, 2, commercial innovation, and 3, efficiently connecting priority 1 and 2. This entry focuses on the second, commercial innovation, and reviews our core revenue products, services, and strategies. By now, you understand Sun's approach to growing the market. Driving adoption of key technologies drives Sun's addressable market. Once you're using one of our fundamental technologies, Sun's innovations focused on those technologies are relevant to you. The beauty of free distribution is you don't have to pick customers, they pick you. Three very valuable markets emerge from this adoption. I'll focus on the first two here, the products and services we sell. The first market is obvious. Software isn't downloaded onto air. There's always some system platform underneath software. Sure, it might be a laptop in a dorm room, but it's just as likely to be into a Fortune 500 company attached to servers, storage, and networking equipment. All told, this data center systems market is more than $150 billion annually. And in this data center market, we build exceptional systems, screaming fast entry-level servers all the way up to the most efficient mainframe class systems. We build super fast storage, from our new flash-based platforms to eco-efficient tape and archive solutions. We also build the world's fastest networking switches, powering the planet's largest supercomputers. We cover the entire spectrum and work with the smartest partners in the industry to serve customers across the globe. Although we focus on our own technologies like Java, MySQL, and Lustre, we also optimize for VMware, Microsoft's Windows, and we're generally recognized to run Oracle better than anyone on the planet. Now, you heard me call these our systems products, not just hardware products. These systems are obviously more than just naked components. They're engineered with remote management and monitoring, component redundancy, integrated virtualization, and onboard storage and networking. That's why our margins are higher than the industry's and rising. I'm very proud of our systems team. They are the most talented platform engineers on earth, and they earn consistently stellar reviews. But where's this first market headed? Here's where it's going to get interesting. As I've said before, general-purpose microprocessors and operating systems are now fast enough to eliminate the need for special-purpose devices. That means you can build a router out of a server. Notice you cannot build a server out of a router. Try as hard as you like. The same applies to storage devices. To demonstrate this point, we now build our entire line of storage systems from general-purpose server parts, including Solaris and ZFS, our open-source file system. This allows us to innovate in software where others have to build custom silicon or add cost. We're planning a similar line of networking platforms based around the silicon and software you can already find in our portfolio. We believe both the storage and networking industry's proprietary approach and their gross profit streams are now open to those of us with general-purpose platforms. That's good news for Sun's customers and obviously our investors. At the heart of this convergence is Solaris, enabled by technologies such as ZFS, around which we're building our entire storage lineup, and Crossbow, around which you'll see us build some very compelling networking products. Technologists interested in ZFS and Crossbow can visit opensolaris.org or download an OpenSolaris CD. Here's a picture that makes the point. These three industries, servers, storage, and networking, are converging, driven by the raw performance of the underlying server operating system and microprocessor. That means these adjacent markets are all open to Sun and the Solaris community. Leveraging inexpensive general-purpose components is one big advantage for us, but there are others. Using a general-purpose OS allows us to easily embrace specialized components, from flash memory to, say, GPUs, or adapt to new storage or networking protocols entirely in software. The underlying OS and server are so fast, these extensions and enhancements are simple feature updates, and ones we can leverage across servers, storage, and networking. This isn't to say the networking or storage companies don't have their own operating systems. They do, but in both instances, they're proprietary. They've got tiny volumes, and despite paying lip service to open standards in the Linux community, their core operating software is unavailable to developers. It's truly proprietary. These niche OSs also lack cross-industry support, which is why our Solaris OEM agreements from IBM, Dell, Intel, Fujitsu, and most recently Hewlett-Packard are so important to our end users. They know they'll never be locked in. Today's storage and networking vendors remind me of the server vendors in the late 1990s, with expensive software bolted to expensive hardware, ultimately forced open by innovation. So to be clear, at Sun, open source isn't for servers. Open source is for data centers. Let's also look at the financial backdrop to this convergence. For these networking and storage vendors, entering the server market means suffering profit degradation. The server industry is vastly more competitive than the storage and networking markets. On the other hand, as Sun grows into the storage and networking markets, we're thrilled with higher profit margins. We're unique among platform vendors in being able to deliver servers, storage, and networking, and virtualization on our own terms, very well integrated and at our own prices. How will we differentiate against our peers? Simple. Integration, innovation, and as a result of building atop open source and commodity components, we are the low-cost supplier. They, on the other hand, will be forced into all kinds of contorted partnerships and complex reselling arrangements. They may ship the boxes, but they won't control the platform software or profit streams. How is our systems business doing? The portions of this business sensitive to software adoption, primarily the low end of all of these products, is doing quite well. It's growing double digits. The weakness in our systems business is really focused on the high end. This reflects really two things. The first is the deferability of high-end system purchases. Our high-end business was up 20% a little over a year ago. It was down more than 20% in the December quarter of 2008. Across the industry, customers are holding off on big-ticket purchases. The second and arguably more important headwind was a decision made back in the 1990s to cancel Solaris on Intel for developers in the belief it would protect Sun's SPARC hardware business. Conversely, that mistake destroyed a generation of Solaris developers and accelerated the rise of alternatives to traditional SPARC hardware. And now you understand why we prioritize developers. They are the seeds from which great forests grow. If you don't water the roots, the trees wither. But how do you make money giving software away to developers? Well, let's switch gears and talk about software and services. One of my favorite customer stories relates to an American company that did nearly 30% of its yearly revenue on Christmas Day and the day after. They were a mobile phone company whose handsets appeared under Christmas trees, opened en masse and provisioned on the internet within about a 48-hour period. When we won the bid to supply their data center, their CIO gave me the purchase order on the condition I gave him my home phone number. He said, if I have any issues on Christmas, I want you on the phone making sure every resource available is solving the problem. And I happily provided it. And then I made sure I had all of my direct staff's home phone numbers. Christmas came and went, no problem at all. A year later, he was issuing a new purchase order to Sun for several of our software products. To have a little fun with him and the Sun sales rep, I told him before he passed me the purchase order that the products were all open source. They were freely available for download. He looked at me, then at his rep, and he said, "What? Why am I paying you $1 million then?" And I responded, "You can absolutely run it for free. You just can't call me on Christmas Day. You'll be on your own." He gave me the purchase order. At the scale he was running, the cost of downtime dwarfed the cost of the license and support. Now, numerically, most developers and technology users have more time than money. Most readers of this blog are happy to run unsupported software, and we are thrilled to supply it. For a far smaller population, the price of downtime radically exceeds the price of a license or support. For some, the cost of downtime is measured in millions per minute. If you're tracking packages or fleets of aircraft, running an emergency response network or a trading floor, you almost always have more money than time. And that's our business model. We offer utterly exceptional service, support, and enterprise technologies to those that have more money than time. It is a good and often great business. All in, all up, our software business is among the fastest growing businesses at Sun. You'll find links to our financial summary here. And we span network identity, built with the OpenDS community, application infrastructure, built with the Glassfish and OpenESB communities. We span data management, built with MySQL, ZFS, and the Lustre file system. We manage embedded software, such as the Java platform and the emerging Java FX platform, and all these alongside our core operating system and virtualization software, Solaris, OpenSolaris, and VirtualBox. These open source platforms generate, alongside the services attached to them, over $1 billion a year, making Sun by far and away the world's largest open source software company. And for those that continue to ask if we make money with Java, the answer is yes. It's on a ramp to hit about $250 million this year, one of our best businesses. And that's just Java on consumer devices. That's excluding servers. Every day, these products are being adopted globally, driving university curriculum, corporate trials, corporate design wins, influencing skills, even supporting a presidential election or two. We know not every download yields revenue or users, but they do yield awareness and trials. People try the products. A small but intensely valuable portion of those users yield revenue and profit. Our sales reps see the purchase orders at the point of value, not at the point of download. The revenue is recognized over the period of the service contract, a business model the rest of the industry, at least for mass market horizontal products, will inevitably adopt. Fighting free and open software, to me, is like fighting free news or free search. It's fighting gravity. And by the way, gravity gets a lot stronger during economic downturns. And in a nutshell, that's how we monetize adoption, with targeted, high-value innovations. We deliver the world's most effective and efficient systems portfolio spanning x86 and SPARC servers, storage, and networking, and the world's most appealing software and services, spanning embedded software to high-performance file systems. We call all of these products network innovations. And I know that defies industry categorization, but that's what innovation's all about, defying categorization. I've only touched on 2 of the 3 opportunities opened by mass adoption, though. And with that as a teaser, I invite you to return for the final blog entry talking about what might be the most valuable of them all, a market enabled by the innovations described above and set to transform the entire marketplace, the real embodiment of the network is the computer. So I'll see you then.